Yeah. Good morning, children. So last class we have studied about the properties of acid, properties of base. With that we have studied about the physical properties, especially of acid, physical properties of base. Then we have studied about indicators, types of indicators. So artificial indicators, if we take phenolphthalein, methyl orange, litmus, if we take these, then olfactory indicators. So I told you about olfactory indicator also. So these are the indicators we have learned. When the example I have given you, litmus paper I have given you, then phenolphthalein indicator, methyl orange. There are a lot of indicators which are used to identify or indicate the nature of the chemical. Nature of the chemical is identified by this indicators. So onion is one of the olfactory indicator which is used to identify the acid and base. So clove is a one more clove is a one more olfactory indicator. So one more indicator you can go through is the turmeric powder. Turmeric powder is also act as an indicator. When you have this, in Indian style of cooking, we use turmeric a lot. So in this, making sambar or any curries, we use turmeric. If that curry falls on the any white shirt or white cloth, it leaves a stain. It leaves a stain. It leaves an yellow color stain. If that stain, if that yellow stain remains like that, and if you apply the soap to that, during the washing we apply the soap. When we apply the soap, the turmeric which is sticked to the or curry that is sticked to the cloth will change its color to red color. I don't know how many of you observed that during the washing process. That stain will remain. Means when you apply that soap, it turns to red color. It turns to red color. That indicates that. So turmeric also can be used as a indicator. Turmeric powder is an indicator. When you apply the soap, it becomes red. Means soap contains base. Soap contains base. So means soap is made up of base. You can tell that. So like that, you can identify the means soap is produced from base. If you tell soap. So that's the best example I can give for the indicators. So next part of the lesson we are going to study about the properties. This chemical properties. What are the chemical properties of base and acid that we are going to study? And that after that we are going to study about the pH, pH value, pH value we are going to study about the pH. So we'll move to the first, that is chemical properties of acid. So already I have shown in the last previous chapter, we learned about the displacement reaction. Why I am telling is this is because, see, acid how it reacts with a metal, acid reaction with metal, how it reacts, acid how it reacts with metal. But I'm writing an example here. So, in your textbook they have given reaction of acid with metal. This is an acid. Reaction of acid with a metal. When acid reacts with metal, it forms a salt and water. Salt and water is formed. So in your textbook, open the textbook and see this reaction. Acid reacting with a metal. How the metal reacts with acid? They are given. If it is a if hydrochloric acid is reacting with the metal, it forms chlorides. It forms chlorides. If H2SO4, sulfuric acid is reacting with the metal, it forms sulfates. Sulfates are formed. If nitric acid is reacting with metal, nitrates are formed. If carbonic acid is reacting with metal, carbonates are formed. And what H2 is common over there. So this is how the metal react with the acid. So they have given one example, like tell you the so figure number 2.2 you see. In your textbook, go to the figure 2.2. A reaction of zinc granules with dilute sulfuric acid. Reaction of zinc with the dilute sulfuric acid. See, they have given a stand over there. Stand is the stand. Iron stand is given. A test tube, a boiling tube is there. A boiling tube is attached to the iron stand by clamp. If you see that, there they have taken, in the test tube they have taken zinc granules. Zinc metal is taken and they have put H2SO4, sulfuric acid in that. During the reaction, what happens? Zn reacts with HCl. Zn will displace hydrogen from HCl, and it forms ZnCl2 plus hydrogen gas is liberated. The liberated hydrogen gas is taken out by the help of delivery tube. There is a delivery tube in the picture, you can see. From the delivery tube, the gas is made to pass through soap solution. When the gas enters the soap solution, soap bubbles are formed. When these bubbles are brought near, or candle is brought near that bubble, it produces a sound. Pop sound it is called as. Means hydrogen is a combustible gas. Hydrogen is a combustible gas. Because of combustible nature, it will burn with a pop sound. I have shown you this reaction in the first chapter during showing the displacement reaction experiment. Go through the YouTube link which I sent in the group about displacement reaction. So that displacement reaction only it is. Displacement reaction. So displacement reaction it is. Here displaces zinc displaces the hydrogen, and hydrogen is a combustible gas and it burns with a pop sound. That is a clear-cut indication that released gas is hydrogen. If oxygen is there, the burning of candle would be high. So this is how metal reacts with acid reacts with the metal. So next how the acid reacts with metallic oxide. Soumya Hegde.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what is metallic oxide?
Sir,
What is metallic oxide?
when metal reacts with oxygen, it forms metallic oxide.
Okay, thank you. Shanvi.
Sir.
Shanvi,
Sir.
what is metallic oxide?
When the metal reacts with oxygen is called as metallic oxide.
Okay, thank you. Very good. Yeah, so both of them said it's right, metallic oxide. Now, how metallic oxide reacts with acid? If you take so metallic oxide, you know it, metallic oxide. Any metallic oxide, take any metallic oxide. So write the reaction. Write the reaction. So metallic oxide, MgO is the metallic oxide. When this metallic oxide reacts with HCl, say here, when metallic oxide reacts, so this is plus 2, this is minus 2, this is plus 1, this is minus 1. So magnesium reacts with chlorine to form MgCl2. MgCl. So what is remaining here? Hydrogen is remaining and oxygen is remaining here. Here, hydrogen is remaining, oxygen is remaining over here. So it becomes H2O. 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 This is how the metallic oxide reacts with an acid. I hope you are getting my point. So magnesium oxide is a metallic oxide. When this metallic oxide reacts with HCl, hydrochloric acid, it forms MgCl2. That is, a salt is formed and water is liberated. This is how the metallic oxide reacts with a acid. I hope you are getting my point. If you have any doubt, ask me. Otherwise, we'll move to the next, that is how the metal hydrogen carbonate, how it reacts. Means how the acid reacts with carbonates and bicarbonates. Simply you can tell like this. How the metal reacts with the carbonates and bicarbonates. Vaishnavi N. Vaishnavi N. Vaishnavi. Kishore Hegde. Kishore. Hegde.
Sir,
Give me an example for carbonates and bicarbonate. Example for bicarbonates and carbonates. Carbonates, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು metal carbonates, metal hydrogen carbonate example ಕೊಡು. Give me an example for yeah, Bhuvana is asking one question here. Activity number 2.3. How the bubbles are formed? Please tell me the answer for that. Say soap solution. So in the trough there is the soap solution. When the gas enters to the soap solution, when hydrogen gas enters the soap solution, bubbles are formed. Soap solution is ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ bubbles formation ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Bubbles are formed due to the soap solution. I hope it is clear now. Bubbles are formed. That bubbles will have hydrogen gas when they come outside the trough or outside that vessel. Hydrogen gas will be burning with a candle flame. Bhuvana, is it clear now? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't get the answer from Kishore. Kavya? Kavya,
Sir,
can you tell me the two examples for bicarbonates and carbonate?
NaHCO3 plus HCl gives NaCl plus H2O.
So I told you example of only the carbonates and bicarbonate. Carbonate example. Carbonates example. Carbonates. Okay. So sodium bicarbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate. ಅಥವಾ bicarbonate ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Sodium carbonate and bicarbonate. Any carbonates you can give. In your textbook they are given about sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate. ಅಥವಾ sodium bicarbonate is given. You can take any of the carbonates. Calcium carbonate you can take in case of sodium carbonate. Magnesium bicarbonate you can take in place of sodium bicarbonate. So here how it reacts. See here, you know the carbonates. So Na2CO3, the sodium carbonate. So take sodium carbonate. I hope it is visible to you. Sodium carbonate, so reacts with the HCl. You take HCl. So sodium reacts. Sodium here it spaces the hydrogen to form NaCl. Sodium chloride is formed. Salt is formed. Similarly, carbon dioxide. If you take carbon dioxide and hydrogen. So hydrogen is there, definitely a water is formed. Hydrogen is going to react with oxygen. Yakandre it's like a friendship. See, so hydrogen will not react with the carbon. Compactability and now it's not compactable. Carbon hydrogen compactable illa. During this reaction, hydrogen tries to react with oxygen. Oxygen jothe react try madutte. So it reacts with the oxygen to form water. So it is like a friendship. Hydrogen is more friendly, want to be more friendly with oxygen, not with carbon. So it tries to become water only. So definitely one more product is formed, it is carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is also formed. See here. Very important. When carbonates reacts or bicarbonate reacts, usually carbon dioxide is formed and water is formed and one salt is formed. Remember, when carbonate reacts with the acid, usually remember carbon dioxide is formed. Carbon dioxide is formed. You can see in the 2.5 activity number 2.5. Go to that. Take the textbook and go to the activity number 2.5. They have given there. They have taken a stand. They have taken a test tube over there, or it's called a boiling tube. They have taken rubber cork, 2-hole rubber cork. I will show you what is just 2-hole rubber cork, 1-hole rubber cork. You see that? What is that? Yeah, rubber cork. 2-hole rubber cork is taken. In one of the hole, they have placed a distal funnel. A small funnel will be there to put the acid dropwise. and they have taken another rubber hole of the rubber cork. They have taken the delivery tube, and in the test tube they have taken the calcium carbonate or sodium carbonate, whatever it is, carbonates or bicarbonate. You can take any carbonates, any bicarbonates, no issues. So here what happens? The reaction takes place. So in the test tube they have taken calcium carbonate or you take sodium carbonate. They have written sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate will take sodium carbonate and HCl acid is put. When acid is put to the this bicarbonate, what happens is salt is formed, NaCl is formed, and carbon dioxide gas is liberated. Carbon dioxide gas which is liberated will come out of the test tube by the delivery tube, and you can see there one more test tube, small test tube is there, which contains actually calcium hydroxide or lime water. So that is taken. Calcium hydroxide is taken. You are getting my point. So calcium hydroxide is taken. Say how we can tell that this during this reaction carbon dioxide is formed. We have to make this reaction. We have to experiment this reaction and see. Carbon dioxide. How will you tell that carbon dioxide is produced during this reaction? So that is a confirmatory test we are going to do. One confirmatory test we are going to do. What is that confirmatory test is? Whenever this reaction happens, carbon dioxide is produced. That carbon dioxide is allowed to pass in a lime water, calcium hydroxide solution. Calcium hydroxide solution it is made to pass. When carbon dioxide is made to pass with the calcium hydroxide solution, it forms a new product called as calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate, and water is formed. See that. So what is actually the calcium hydroxide is colorless solution. Colorless solution. When carbon dioxide is passed through that, what happens is it will turn into milky white color. Milky white color. It was colorless. The colorless solution, when carbon dioxide is passed through that, it will turn to milky white color. Means calcium carbonate is formed and water is also formed during this reaction. So go through that reaction in your test tube. They are given that. So if excess carbon dioxide is reacts with calcium hydroxide, it forms calcium bicarbonate. Calcium bicarbonate is formed. So this is how the metal reacts with metal. Acid reacts with carbonates and bicarbonate. Carbonates and bicarbonate. So go through that activity. So this is if syllabus is reduced, this concept will be there. This concept is there. Remember that. If it is reduced, also this will be there. What is taught previous class maybe there or may not be there. You don't know the reduced syllabus, new reduced syllabus. As soon as the new syllabus comes, we'll see or we'll teach according to that only. I hope it is clear now. So this is how the metal carbonates and the metal bicarbonate reacts with the acid. Now how acid base reaction, you know it. I don't want to tell anything now about acid base reaction. So I want to ask you somebody here. Neeraj,
Sir,
can you tell me what is neutralization reaction? Neeraj,
sir,
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾನ ಕ್ವಶನ್? I'm audible to you?
yes, sir.
Tell me the answer here, my dear. Tell me what is neutralization reaction which you have studied in first chapter here. Neeraj,
Sir.
I'm asking you some question here. So we have studied in the first chapter, and we have studied in 8th standard also, 7th standard also. Mr. Neeraj,
Sir.
tell me the answer here. Okay, Karthik Gowda.
Sir,
Can you tell me what is neutralization reaction?
when an acid and base react together to form salt and water.
When acid and base react to form salt and water, it's called as neutralization reaction. So this is how the acid reacts with a base. Whenever acid or a base, ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, acid ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, base ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, how it reacts with acid and base. Usually salt and water is formed. Understood? So if say excess carbon dioxide, say again it is going to form bicarbonates. I told you, say there are Bhuvan, I am telling you only why it disappears is it's the nature of calcium bicarbonate. Nature of bicarbonate. So how calcium hydroxide is colorless, similarly the calcium bicarbonate is colorless. So it disappears. It's the nature of the compound. ಈಗ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಕಾರ್ಬೊನೇಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನಾವು ಚಾಕ್ ಪೀಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ, ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಚಾಕ್ ಪೀಸ್ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್. So during writing, chalk piece is used here. So calcium carbonate content will be there. Our teeth, if you take calcium phosphate is there in our teeth. So that's the best example that you can give. It's a reaction. It's the nature of the material. Calcium bicarbonate nature of it. So it is the nature of the calcium bicarbonate. I hope you are getting my point. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So like this, base and acid reacts. So next concept, that is, see if you take base. So basic, what are the properties of base will come. So already one property is known to you, which is that acid and base. Whenever acid base reaction happens to be, so it is a neutralization reaction. An acid base react, so it is a neutralization reaction. So next, that is how the metal reacts with sodium hydroxide or any hydroxide if you take. If we take sodium, if it reacts with sodium, reacts with NaOH, or can take Zn. I don't know which example. Yes, Zn zinc example is given in a test that we will take. NaOH, how it reacts. So how it reacts. So we'll see that zinc when it zinc is a metal. How the metal reacts with the base. This is a very important property of base. How the base react with a metal. So here what happens is Zn it becomes Na2O2. So this is how it reacts. And water is formed. Sorry, hydrogen gas is formed. Similar how it is. See how the metal react with base acid, you know. Now similar way, the zinc reacts with NaOH or any base if you take, how it reacts. See here. So this is how it reacts. So Zn Na2O2. Here what happens? Zinc and zinc will never react. Remember, zinc is not reacting with, or maybe it is written like in your textbook, it is written like this. Na2 Zn O2 ಅಂತ ಬರೆದಿರಬಹುದು ನಿಮ್ಮ textbook ಅಲ್ಲಿ. It is maybe written. So here say the zinc, sodium and zinc, they react. They mutually don't react. Sodium and zinc will never react. This both will react with the oxygen. See here, oxygen 2 atoms of oxygen is there. 2 atoms of oxygen means the valency, the number of electrons it wants to be stable. Oxygen to become a stable, it needs 4 electron. 4 electron. So the 4 electron is getting, it gets by sodium. Sodium donates 2 electron. Sodium 2 is there. Sodium provides 2 electron. Zn also provides 2 electron. So finally it becomes 4. It's a complex salt. Complex salt. So now ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಇದನ್ನ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ನೀವು. So here what happens is, I told you all the reactions cannot be written by valencies. All the reactions cannot be written by valencies. I am telling you, some of the reaction we have to practically we have to do it, and whatever the result comes or the products comes for that we are going to do confirmatory test. ಈಗ ಇದ್ರ ಈ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ, Zn ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್. ಈ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮೇಟರಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಪಾಪ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಇದು ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ. ಅದೇ ತರ ಇದು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕನ್ಫರ್ಮೇಟರಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಗಳು ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಕಂಡು ಹಿಡಿತಾರೆ. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ. So suppose, so you only write this reaction. One more I will give. KOH. KOH ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನು ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, just write it on your own. Zn reacts with potassium hydroxide. Zinc reacts with potassium hydroxide. Zinc reacts with potassium hydroxide. What is the compound formed? Nitin Shetty. Nitin. Nitin. Nitin Shetty. Nitin Shetty. Nitin. Am I audible to you? Preeti. Preeti. I don't know what happened. Nobody is responding. Nitin Shetty, it is wrong here. The answer is wrong. Nitin, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So, Pratham Bhatt. So, Pratham Bhatt is right. He has given the answer. K2ZnO2. K2ZnO2 is a K2ZnO2 plus H2 is the right answer. K2ZnO2. Same reaction as sodium. There sodium was reacting with base. Here it is this potassium is reacting with zinc here. Here see, zinc is reacting with potassium. That's the difference, that's all. So K2ZnO2 is a reactor plus H2 is a product side. I hope you understood the point. We'll move to the next concept. So just now I told you one reaction. See here, carbon dioxide when it is passed to calcium hydroxide. When carbon dioxide is passed to calcium hydroxide, what happens? You get a product called as CaCO3. CaCO3 plus H2O. So this is, see, what type of oxide? Carbon dioxide is a what type of oxide? Carbon dioxide. Nivedita.
Yes.
Carbon dioxide is a what type of oxide?
Sir.
What type of oxide? Carbon dioxide is a what type of oxide? Nivedita.
Sir.
Carbon dioxide is a what type of oxide? Okay. Yeah, see here. So carbon dioxide. So it's a non-metallic oxide. So usually oxide. Oxide, carbon dioxide or oxide, any metallic, non-metallic oxide, if it reacts with the base, so this is one of the chemical properties of base. This could have the chemical properties. Carbon dioxide reacts with the calcium hydroxide to form CaCO3 plus H2O. This is how the metallic, non-metallic oxide react with base. React with base to form carbonates. See here, this is how it reacts. This is also given in your textbook. Go through that. If you have any doubt regarding this, you can ask now. Ask the question now. Yeah, any doubts? Yeah. If you have any doubt, call me or message me. We'll move to the next concept of the lesson, that is about pH. Percentage of hydrogen ions present in a solution. The last class I told you what is the base and the hydrogen have common in them. I told you all the acids will have hydrogen. All the acids will have hydrogen and all the bases will have hydroxide ions. If we take so Cl, so it is having hydrogen Cl, H2SO4, sulfuric acid is having hydrogen. If we take base NaOH or KOH or AlOH thrice, AlOH thrice. If we take all these, what they have common is, so bases will have hydroxide common. Commonly they have hydroxides. If you take hydrogen, they have, sorry, acid, they have hydrogen. This is a common in acid and base. I told you, acid and base are both, they are good conductor of electricity. So there is one more activity, activity number 2.8. Activity number 2.8, they have given at given the electrolysis of acid. Acid solution in water conducts electricity. Acid solution in water conducts electricity. I told you pure water is a bad conductor of electricity. When you add a few drops of water, few drops of acid to a pure water, it becomes a good conductor. That activity they have shown here. So when acid is put in the water, it produces H plus ions. H plus ions. It produces H plus ions. So ions are produced. Ion starts conducting the electric current. Say say they have taken here. They have taken a beaker and they have taken a rubber cork. In the rubber cork, they have put two nails. One nail is connected to the one end of the battery. Another nail, the wire from the another nail is connected to the bulb, and that bulb, the another end of the bulb is connected to the battery. I hope you are seeing the figure number 2.8. So that activity shows that acid when it is put in water, it conducts electricity. Why? Because they produce ions. Ions are produced here. I hope you are getting my point. The bulb flows. Why the bulb flows? That means it's an ionic conduction. It's an ionic conduction. So electric conductivity of electric happens two types. Conduction of electric current happens two types. One is metallic wire.